Anthony Joshua has never won a fight as an underdog. Let that sink in before hailing his supposedly illustrious career like a star-struck fanboy. The reality is harsh. All of Joshua's wins have come as the overwhelming favorite with bookmakers. The betting world reveals a pattern that casts doubt on his credentials as an elite boxer. He's been called an overhyped boxing bully, someone who dominates lesser opposition but falters when serious adversity strikes. Stop losing and start smashing the game with free football tips. Check out the free tips via the links in the comments and description section and start seriously smashing the bookies. When Joshua faced Andy Ruiz Jr., he wasn't just a favorite, he was a colossal favorite with the odds standing at an overwhelming 1-25, which in plain English means if you staked £100 for the Joshua win, you would get back £104, making only £4 profit. To put that into context, bookmakers expected Joshua to breeze through this fight. After all, Ruiz was a late replacement, short, pudgy, and completely unheralded. It was supposed to be a walk in the park, a routine title defense. But what happened? Joshua got humbled in front of a Madison Square Garden crowd, suffering 4 knockdowns before getting stopped in the 7th round. For a fighter who was supposedly the future of the heavyweight division, this was more than just an off night, it was an exposure. The cracks in Joshua's armor, both physically and mentally, were glaring. Ruiz wasn't meant to stand a chance, yet he outclassed the champion. The narrative from this bout became clear. Joshua's confidence, and perhaps arrogance, is his greatest weapon only when his glass jaw isn't under pressure. But when someone stands up to him, he lacks the chin to turn things around. Joshua's defeats at the hands of Alexander Usyk further cement the idea that he is only a champion when the odds are in his favor. Despite Usyk being dominant in the cruiserweight division, the bookies still favored Joshua in their first encounter in September 2021, expecting his power and size to be the deciding factors. Yet, what unfolded was a tactical schooling by elite-level Usyk, who outboxed and outmaneuvered Joshua, taking his titles via unanimous decision. Joshua faced Daniel Dubois, a young but promising contender. Entering the fight, the bookies made Joshua the favorite with odds around 4-9. Dubois, though powerful, was supposed to be outclassed by Joshua's experience and skill. But what happened? Joshua, once again, showed his vulnerability when things didn't go his way. Dubois managed to knock him down multiple times, eventually securing a knockout victory. This was yet another instance where Joshua couldn't live up to the expectations set by the odds. For all the hype, for all the praise, Joshua proved that he cannot adapt when faced with an opponent who puts a solid shot on his chin. Fans and pundits often bring up Joshua's win over Vladimir Klitschko in 2017 as proof of his greatness. But let's be real, was it really that extraordinary? Joshua entered the fight as the heavy favorite, benefiting from Klitschko's advanced age and the perception that the veteran was past his prime. Yes, it was a dramatic, back-and-forth brawl, and Joshua showed heart in climbing off the canvas to eventually stop Klitschko in the 11th round. However, this victory doesn't refute the claim that Joshua can't win as an underdog. It actually supports it, as he was lucky to escape defeat. Klitschko was no longer the dominant force of the heavyweight division. He was nearing the end of his career. Joshua, on the other hand, was the young, up-and-coming star, with the bookmakers fully backing him to win. This wasn't an upset victory. It was exactly what the odds predicted. Therefore, using this fight as a testament to Joshua's greatness falls flat. It's another example of him bullying an opponent when he has every advantage. The pattern is clear. Joshua thrives when he's the big, imposing figure in the ring, the bully who can dictate the terms. His early career was filled with knockouts against lesser opposition, feeding into the narrative of him as a destructive force in the division. But once the competition stiffened and the odds weren't overwhelmingly in his favor, the weaknesses started to show. His losses to Ruiz, Usyk, and Dubois reveal a recurring theme. When he's not in control, he crumbles. It's not just a matter of physical capability, it's a question of mentality and adaptability. Joshua can impose his will when his opponents don't resist. But when they do, when they challenge him to adjust, to fight back with a different plan, he appears lost, unable to change the script. This isn't the mark of an all-time great or a fighter who deserves the reverence he's been given. It's the mark of someone who has been carefully managed to look dominant against opponents he's supposed to beat. The bookies have supported this notion, favoring Joshua time and again, only for him to disappoint when the fight doesn't go according to plan. The bookies have often placed their trust in Joshua, making him the favorite in almost all his major fights. Yet, time and again, when the going gets tough, Joshua falters. His career is not that of an adaptable, all-weather champion, but rather of a front-runner who dominates when he can, but wilts when the challenge is real. So, before hailing Joshua as one of the greats, remember this: he's never won as an underdog, not once. And until he does, the label of boxing bully will continue to hang around his neck, casting a shadow over his career achievements.